Greetings, dear viewers, and welcome to my fan commentary on episode 10 of Power Rangers SPD Stakeout, which is our first Red and Pink Ranger centric episode. And this episode was sandwiched in between the episode Idol and the Shadow two-parter, because surprisingly, I cannot believe I'm actually doing a fan commentary on one more episode before Doggy Kruger even became the Shadow Ranger. Wow, really? And this episode in particular is a Jack and Sid episode, in case anyone forgot. So that's why I'm bringing this up on occasion when talking about the episode. I also want to do this fan commentary to accommodate the fact that this month I was going to, plan on doing a Lightning Collection figure review of the SPD Pink Ranger. If you haven't seen my recent review on the SPD Red Ranger Lightning Collection figure, by the way. In that virtual game that they're playing, you can see Cyclopter and Blue Centaurian in the game that Jack and Sky are playing. That's a nice Easter egg to previous seasons. I mean, we'll get plenty more Easter eggs to other Ranger seasons in the season, trust me. It was kind of nice that, I don't know what the name of the game that they were playing, but it almost seemed like it was their equivalent of, like, Street Fighter with Power Ranger characters. See, this is one of the few reasons why I never did care for Sid as a Pink Ranger. She was so much like the Paris Hilton of Pink Rangers. And also, this is like one of those episodes, and it's one of those a Ranger has a birthday kind of episodes. We've had this so many times over the years with the show, with how, while even if a Ranger is celebrating a birthday, they still have to defend the universe from evil nevertheless, and all that other such. I don't know wherever this abandoned building that Jack and Sid are doing for the stakeout thing, but whatever the building it was in New Zealand when they were still filming it, it was a great choice. I think I have to give this episode also props because it's one of those stakeout kind of episodes. Because given you're part of a police, government, like a government official organization, and when you're trying to hunt down and get evidence and clues of your suspects and stuff, I see this a lot in so many police procedural dramas, especially like the more adult oriented. But given that Power Rangers is for kids, but given for a kids show, they can even do something like this, even if you got patrol based Ranger seasons like this one, for instance. I kind of wish we had something like this during Time Force, but we had something else with that. The most overused beach location with that cave tunnel in New Zealand, because wherever that site is in New Zealand, every time I see this, beach shore location. I think it would explain for their unmorphed fight with the Crybots. The ground, the dirt of the ground over at the beach was probably wet and muddy, mucky over there at the time. That's why some of their SPD uniforms would get a little dirtied up quickly because of the muddy surface of the beach. But the difference is when, in the unmorphed fight with the Crybots in American footage, the beach was like, the beach sands was all muddy, but in the Sentai footage, it's like dry sand with the beach. How can this still, and then when whoever, the name of this criminal in the episode with Broodwing, um, given the whole episode takes place during the day, how could this take place at night? But I understand due to whatever was in the Deca Ranger footage and whatever those them drill capsules in this cape does. I mean, it's so inconsistent that we were just in daylight, but then we cut to night. But knowing that they were still doing, with Jack and Sid, they're still doing, mission objective in that abandoned building, and still looking out the window with the binoculars. And as time passes, now it seems like, oh, Power Rangers wants to be all 24 with the showing the number of hours and minutes has passed since looking out the window and stuff. I mean, this show is trying its hardest to be like 24 or something. And then it's already 3:19 p.m. It seems like they've been doing this within, 48 hours in time? And seriously, during a stakeout, you're going to get yourself a freaking pizza? Yeah, I'm all for a pizza, man, but when you got a mission here and a stakeout, overlooking that lady who left that building that you guys were spying on to see if she had something important. And see, I see all this selfishness with Jack here, like, he doesn't want to offer Sid a slice of pizza. That is selfish, man. And I get it. Her birthday is kind of a wreck, and and also, what kind of pizza? What kind of pizza is that? Does it have anchovies on it? Now, like I said earlier, even if it's your birthday, you still have to do your work, even as a ranger. Yeah, she's pouting about it, and she's just sitting there, and then you're eating the damn pizza with Piggy by yourself. That's selfish, Jack. But again, it's part of his character, him being stubborn and selfish. It's in his character. But we also learned that Jack and Sid have the same birthday. Whoever the hooded figure was running with that briefcase. It's a Crybot, but I thought it was someone we knew, but no, it's a Crybot. It's very clever. I don't even know why that Crybot wants that briefcase. she thinks, well, actually, well, Piggy's looking out the damn window with the binoculars, but and then when she spots Jack with that lady, it's like, but knowing Jack and Sid are not in a relationship, and of course it's against rules and regulations of being a ranger, not being in a relationship, but and then they get in an argument, a little small heated argument about it, but they're not really in a relationship, and I don't even know why Piggy is even there. Like, it's not like with, it's not like with like Toby and Mystic Force next season. You don't see Toby pop up in the Rockporium when the Rangers are in a conversation over anything. Well, he kind of does because it's the same actor who plays both Piggy and Toby in the season. Kind of wish Jack and Sydney did had a relationship, but no. Can't believe even Piggy ate up almost all of that pizza. Mm. This is another common thing I've always still admired about SPD is that you got monsters of the week with their own giant robots that act as their own evil Megazord. And whoever the name of this monster was is one of them. Knowing coincidentally, the last time I did a fan commentary on an SPD episode, this episode was just right after the episode I already did a fan commentary on the last time. I'll tackle on Shadow next time, but not now. I don't even know exactly what to say about that episode other than we get Doggy Kruger's really tragic backstory of what he did with his battle with the Trubian Empire and how he lost his wife. But that's the next episode. Hardly ever see the hardly ever see the Delta Squad Megazord wield both the Megazord Saber and one of its blaster guns at once. He's basically after the scientist who has something he wants, especially from that briefcase. That would probably explain why he sent a Crybot in the sky as getting the case. Pete. Again, I'm saying Pete. Again, see, thing is with Piggy, man, he ate that whole box of pizza, didn't even save at least one more slice for Jack. Who's selfish now? You can see some of that green stuff in Piggy's mouth and given the makeup, even when he talked. And speaking of that, this looks similarly to a particular junkyard Piggy would inhabit in. Just the common thing is with a lot of the monsters in most of these Disney seasons and such a Power Rangers. I'm sorry if I don't know any much of these names of some of the monsters from SPD. Not every single one of the monsters I'm going to remember, but I know their designs and their faces and such, and their motives each episode. Why does that sword that this guy have look similar to the Sword of Darkness that Tommy used to have when he was the evil Green Ranger? Just seeing that sword that this guy has, it's like it looks so similar to the Sword of Darkness. You know, this is some badass moment with Jack here fighting the monster of the week. Rips his cape off, shoots him. I think those things that was in his cape looks like bombs. Some of them could have acted as bombs, but they were actually something else to like power him up in some way. Whenever I see SPD do that roll call of their with the roll call of their numbers and the colors, it's similar to when Turbo does it. He brings his giant robot out again and go for another round. He should have never. I mean, you would think that he actually finished them off the first time, but nope. And another thing I always loved about SPD also is how, you know, the Megazord fights can go on twice per each episode rather than once. That's another thing also. This has happened in other seasons of the Disney era of Power Rangers also. Like, you know, how you had a Megazord battle midway through the episode, but then when you get to the third act of an episode, then you get another Megazord battle finishing off where those Rangers were last time with that monster of the week. So these looked like they were acting as drills and bombs in a way that he was planting. Or I'm sorry, I'm thinking of another monster, another Trubian alien monster that must have done it. Oh, power level has reached 1,000 here. Usually, whenever a monster shoots a Mega Blast on the Rangers as Megazord, especially in a Megazord fight, usually a Megazord couldn't even penetrate, you know, the blast on him, and it grabs it by its hand. You know, the Megazord would take its hands and grab that monster's energy blast and then throw it right back at him. That's kind of unique to finish him off, but then they have to. Well, again, like Time Force, SPD don't destroy monsters; they arrest them. They just destroyed his robot, but now they have to send him into that judgment card. You know, it would have been cool, and you know, given that we're almost halfway done with the SPD Rangers and the Lightning collection, It would have been nice if we had Rick as an accessory with one of the Rangers. Maybe, who knows, really, or I don't know, make a 3D printed mold of Rick as a gun. You know, whenever we have the Rangers finish off a monster of the week, and then put that monster in the judgment card to finish the monster off. It's nice that they actually are celebrating Sid's birthday in case they want to forget. Everybody except Sky is wearing regular day clothes, while Sky is only in his SPD, cadet uniform. And now he's going to take the jacket off to have some fun at least. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, split the cupcake. That's kind of cool. This was an all right episode of SPD. I mean, even though it was a decent episode for both Jack and Sid, and it was like, I know there were some things I forgot what was going on besides their stakeout, but I minded it. But if Piggy didn't intrude and didn't eat up all of Jax's pizza, this episode would have got some extra points for the story writing, and then also that scientist that Jack helped, for something, but we didn't know what was her purpose in the episode again, in case I forgot.